Right, welcome everyone, and the time's come to start doing a bit on the minis. I'm going to have a quick walk around first and show you the other one that I've got that's got MOT on it, which also needs a bit of work, but not quite yet. But my plan today is to see whether this engine's seized up in this one, because this thing is absolutely rotten as a pear. Everything's, yeah, this shell is absolutely knackered, but it's got a solid bolt subframe, which you might be able to see, might not. Yeah. Yeah, so that's that one. And this is the one that's all MOT'd, but it does need work. You get rid of all the horrible blue stuff out there as well. I don't know what someone was thinking with that. It needs that. It needs a couple of bits of welding, even though it has passed an MOT. But there you go. Who am I to say? It's a mini neon. This one. It's pretty grubby under there, but we're not too worried about that at the moment. And then we got the shell, which is to fix the 74, so this is going to need like everything as well. So it's going to need toe board, floors, boot floor, repairs to the rear back, the valance, the rear tubs. I need to change the cross member in the front of it down there so that it will accept the twin bolt subframe, the solid subframe. So yeah, we got lots to be doing. So the first thing I'm going to do, like I said, see whether that engine's seized, and then once I know whether if it's seized or if it runs or whatever, then I can strip that one down. I'm going to cut it up but keep all of the parts and tuck them away in the other garage, just to try and create a bit of space but not throw anything away in case I need anything off of it, which is highly unlikely. But you know, there could be an obscure screw or a bolt or something. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. So we'll go back down the other garage, whip the grill off, get the starter motor out and see whether this engine's solid or not, because I can't get a spanner on the bottom pulley. Oh yeah, I've also been trying to have a sort out in here. There's still loads of junk here in the corner, but I've made myself a new bench at the end to get rid of my tiny little bench, so I've got a little bit more workbench space once I get it all sorted out. We've got a spot welder to assist us, and we got a new MIG, which the name of it, Artec MIG, yeah, which is more controllable. I've already used it to do some welding on the bench. So it's good on the heavy stuff as well, even with a generator. So yeah, that should help it make things a bit easier with welding up this shell. Right, cool, down to the other garage. Right, let's whip this grill off, just about hanging in there. I suppose these are all going to be, there's literally one screw holding it. I ain't really the right size screw on it. I have no idea whether this is the original engine in this, anyway. It does say 998, so, and it has got that, so that would be around that sort of year as well. Look, it must have been that sort of red. Right, so what have we got there? Horrible looking bolts. See, they don't look like the normal kind of size bolts I'd expect. Alright, I'll give these a bit of a spray up, try and get rid of some cobwebs. It's got the earlier type distributor in it, so that would seem about right. Actually, let's leave that cap off for a minute. Give us a bit more room around by the starter. Alright, so somehow I've got to try and get to that bolt. It's annoying that I can't get on the back of that. I might be able to. Let me go and get a big adjustable. Alright, so I tried it before, but I was doing it from the top, so if I can get that on there. I think I know what this is going to be anyway. I think it's going to be C solid, but I still don't know whether I'm going to get there on there. Nah, I still can't get on there. I'll go back to plan A. I'll take the starter motor out and then see if I can move it with a big screwdriver on the teeth. Right, so I've got the socket, giving it a spray out and let it soak for a bit. They're really funny sized bolts. I'm sure that's like the later bolts, because they're like 7/16 spanner size. I was expecting to be like 9/16, but see if we can get the bottom one undone. Oh, result, I thought that might be a nightmare with it being screwed in aluminium, but it isn't. Alright, so that's the bottom one out. Like I said, look, it's got like a really small head. I'm sure that's on like the later cars, but I don't know. I'm sure all the bell housing bolts was a funny side. Maybe someone's just changed them bolts at some point. Anyway, I don't know. Right, so undo that cable. Because if it ain't seized, I'm probably going to need to give this starter a bit of a helping hand anyway if it's not seized solid. Right, that's the cable disconnected. Let's see if we get lucky on the top bolt as well. No, not with that, because we can't get in there, can we? Can we get in there? Or we got it. Alright, that's that one out. I suppose it's going to be glued in there. Alright, too bad. Well, it don't actually look too bad inside though. All turns nice and looks quite new from there. It's just the outside looks like it's been in the bottom of a lake or something. Look at that. Right, flick that off a sec and I'm going to go and get a big screwdriver. Alright, a big old screwdriver. I think I know exactly what this is going to do. Oh! Now that is a turner. I must admit, I was I was pretty much certain this engine was going to be seized solid. However, it is not. Well, that's the result. I think what we will do though is I've got a little bit of diesel, and I think what I will do is just squirt, not as much as what I would have done if it had been seized, but just a little bit down in the bores, because this has been parked up a long time. My mate like bought it in like 2010, and God knows how long before that you know it was parked up, so it would probably be a good idea just to get something in there. So I'm going to whip the plugs out. I'm also going to rip the rocker cover off and make sure all the valves are opening and closing. I mean, I know there's probably going to be some internal stuff in there, but the air filter was on there. It's loose now because I've been messing around with it, but that carb seat's solid as well. So yeah, I will get the plugs out, get the rocker cover off, squirt some diesel down in there, and then we'll go from there. Happy days. I'm shocked. Alright, I've got a plug socket, I think. Yeah. What do I, oh yeah, I was just wondering why I ground that down. That was back when I had the Rover V8 and it was really tight getting in there, so I had to modify my socket. Now, how tight are these going to be? Not very tight at all. That's how tight. I still can't believe it's not seized. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that in this video. Quite a lot, I expect. Yeah. Oh good, I don't know what they are. What are they? Bosch. Bosch Super. They've been in there a super long time, that's for sure. That rocker cover looks proper crusty. They've got oil in it as well. I just need to have a look at that. It's old and it's black, but it hasn't all fell out, so it's all good. Well, they come out nice and easy. What I'll do with a 5/8 socket. Oh, for God's sake. That's 5/8, that 5/8, ah, there it is. So 5/8 socket on there. Put the ratchet down. I say all I'm popping this off for is just to make sure the valves are opening and shutting and there's nothing obviously hanging off of it. I know I won't have a new gasket. Obviously this is all just to get it running and make sure it's a runner before I pull it all out. have a looky. Can't get any crap down in there. Once again, all the valves all looks like the right kind of era. It actually looks quite nice in there. I'm shocked. I can't see anything obviously stuck up on it, so we'll just keep turning it on there and seeing when they all go up and down. Make sure nothing stays stuck open, which it doesn't appear to, so internally it must be fairly good. There we go, and now I'm starting to go back down again now, which is about where I started. So yeah, I think we can pop that back on there, keep all the crack on the outside. Good. Right. I mean, obviously I'm not going to be checking the clutch or anything because that's going to be solid. I haven't even bothered to look at that. Right, so I'm going to get that bit of diesel and give it a tiny squirt down each plug hole, but I don't think it probably even needs it. Right, so give it a little squirt of this, just a bit of diesel. And then I think we'll go back down the other garage, take the start motor, and then give that a little bit of a spray up on the Bendix, make sure it spins over, and then we'll give it a go. We'll see if it'll spin over on the key or on the solenoid or whatever. But yeah, happy days. Right, so I've got this rigged up. I have actually already tested it, but I didn't hit record, so it actually won't work now. There we go. Right, yeah, I've sprayed it all up. Comes in and out. It's pretty good, that stove. I don't think it was that old when it was fitted. Well, when it was fitted, it probably wasn't that old, was it? I mean, before the car come off the road, I don't think it'd been on there that long. It looks quite new inside, but we'll stick it back in and see if everything spins over. Alright, now we know that that spins over and we know the engine's free. We'll chuck this back in. Wrong way. Right, M2 started. That's not the right socket. What's done with that then? Well, oh no, here's that one.
They're a little awkward. They're always awkward when you're in the wrong sleeping bag, that's a longer one. Yeah. Right, take that cable back up.
Right, that's that back in, so I'll go and get a battery now, see if I'm getting the boot, connect that up, see if it's spin over either on the key. If not, I'll just short it across the solenoid just to spin it over. But we chuck a bit of rag over there because it's going to chuck a load of diesel out there now. Alright, cool, I'm well chuffed. Right, so I've just connected the battery up. I'm not quite sure how good the earth will be because there's not much in there. It's that rusty, but I've got nothing on the ignition, so we're just gonna try and arc it across here, see what happens. I suppose we could do a compression test, couldn't we? Yeah, let's do that. I'll go and get my compression tester and we'll have a look, even though the carb's all seized up, so I'm not sure how accurate it'll be, but it'll give us a rough idea. Right, let's start this in then, see what we get. I can't even remember what it meant to be, but let's see if it's kind of equal to whatever they are. Anyway, I don't know. Right, let's have a look. Can you see that? See if I can bring it down a bit. Bit more. Well, now what I've done with my spanner. Here we go. Right, let's have a look. Oh, nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's good then, isn't it? I'm guessing it's going to be valve related rather than anything else though. Let's try the other end. Next to nothing. I think it's just due to it being set up that they're not seated properly. Nothing. Well, that's disappointing. Thing is, I don't really want to get into pulling all the head off of it now anyway. Oh, that one had 50, look. Wow. So you got one cylinder with 50 and the rest with F all. Right. So I'm guessing this thing probably isn't going to start. Right. I'm going to have a think about this. Right, so I've just been having a little think about this, and I don't know whether it makes any difference, but because the carb's all seized up, so would that make a difference to the compression? I'm not sure. I think the best thing to do is see if I can get the top off the carb so that it's got free flow air, so the air can flow free, and then I'll just try again. But it's probably not that. It's probably where the valve seats are all corroded up. But I really don't want to pull all the head off of it just to get it running now and then pull it all out. So I'm at a bit of a loss. I know it ain't seized, so that's good. But I'd really like to know if it's got any oil pressure, really, but it's not going to run. It's not like it'll even start to pick up after it's been running, because if it's only got compression on one, then it's just not going to have it, is it? Right, I'm going to whip the top of that carb off anyway and have a look. Right, so I've got that off. You can see it's pretty gummed out in there, although it's not as bad as I thought. That will clean up, but yeah, I'm just going to put that to one side for a minute and then crank it over again and see what we get. I mean, this one had 50 anyway, didn't it? But I don't think it might be any different. Yeah, so that's just above 50. I can't imagine it'll make any difference. I suppose we could just try and fire it up. Nah, not that, is it? Try one more. Yeah, it's got a tiny little bit of compression. Right. I think I will give it a go though and see if it will fire. Right. Yeah, doubtful. Yeah, it's probably going to run like on 1.5, but we'll see how we go. Right, so I've just been looking at some other bits and pieces. I've just put a new set of points in it and a condenser because I couldn't get a spark. I'm not expecting it to go anyway. I just took the float off. I'm just going to pour some petrol in there and then see if it does fire or not. But I have got a spark now, so if it will fire, it's going to fire, but I'm not overly confident. Right, so I'll tie that bowl up and connect this up from the ignition. So I should still have a spark, hopefully. I'll give it some choke and see whether it does fire. thinking it's just not enough compression, which is a bit annoying, but it's not spinning over that fast either. But no, it's not gonna. I'm not gonna be able to get this running. So unfortunately, this video is going to be a bit of a fail. Although we do know now that it's not seized, but we also do know that it has no compression. So yeah, but I think it's probably only going to be in the head anyway. But the amount of work I'm going to do on this anyway, if I need to rebuild the engine, I'll rebuild the engine. The main thing is it's not seized. So as the title of the video says, is it seized? No, it is not. So right, thanks for watching, and I will catch you all again very, very soon with another thrilling episode of the rustiest Mini you've ever seen. Well, it might not be the rustiest, I've seen worse, but yeah. So I'm just going to rip this all out in the next video. Just strip the car, keep the parts I need, well, I'll keep it all anyway, then we'll just get it all out the back of the garage. Right, so thanks for watching, catch you all again soon, bye.